Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Michael,
I'm Chase.
and
And I'm Nathan, and why don't we just go ahead and dive into the Week 8 Husker
who
review
are we,
against
Nathan?
Minnesota? This is the Cornfed coverage
There you
podcast, by
go.
the way.
I'll take fault on that one. I think I said I'm Chase out of order. We tried a new thing. We'll get it better next time.
Work in progress, guys. But back to that Husker game against Minnesota. I'll keep it nice, short, and sweet because we just got embarrassed. Um, we came out pretty flat. We didn't play with a whole lot of physicality. It didn't really look like the players wanted to be there. Dylan got sacked 9 different times, and part of that is on the O line, but also part of that has to go to Dylan. Um, it, just we have to be better. That was the first time we were held without a touchdown since Ohio State back in 2016, when they smacked us like 56-3 or something like that. We just got to keep our key players involved, like Dane Key and Jacory, and Emmett Johnson has to get the ball more. He's the leading rusher in the Big Ten. Uh, Special teams were the lone bright spot, I'd say, but past that, there was really not a whole lot positive going for the Huskers. What about you, Chase?
Yeah, tough game. Um, we've had a couple days now to process it, but right away I was kind of struggling. Felt kind of hungover from the game a little bit, but yeah, what Nathan was saying, we were out physical on both the O line and the D line. They seemed more ready to play that game than we were. I feel like they came in with a really good game plan. They attacked our weaknesses well. Um, and yeah, just an overall tough game. I especially think that 9 minute drive that they went on in their first drive in the second half really just got us out of rhythm, out of focus. We came out right after their 9 minute touchdown drive and went three and out, punted it to them, and they score again, go up 21-6. And it already feels like the game's kind of over, and we only had the ball once in the second half. So, um, tough game. I don't want to dig on anyone too much, but what Nathan was saying too, O line needs to step it up, and Royola needs to make decisions maybe a little bit faster too, not hold on to the ball and try to play hero ball. Just get it to your safety valve, take 2-3 yards at a time. You don't need to go for the 30-yard bomb every time. But
Get more comfortable in the pocket.
yeah, sometimes it looks like he's dancing around, and yeah, kind of looks out off platform and everything. So yeah, tough game, and the guys got to refocus because Northwestern's going to be ready too. But what do you think about the game, Michael?
Just pure pain. I, uh, I think that's the easiest way to describe it. And I mean, I was reeling after, like, my initial thoughts after the game were just negative and all negative, and I didn't like it. But as the week progressed, I went back, watched the highlights, and uh, like you guys had said, and I'm just going to reiterate, the line play was abysmal. Minnesota was able to run the ball right up the gut and not really have to challenge us that much. Um, I did see that some of the players had said in their press conferences this week that they got the vibe from the locker room that they were ready to put on a show instead of just a fist fight for 60 minutes straight. And that is, I don't know what Nebraska to this point has done to think they're just gonna run over Minnesota like that. Just because it's PJ Fleck. He's had Nebraska's number for a long time now, and he just came in, ran what they wanted to do, and held on to the ball. Just ran PJ Fleck football practically, because that's what they do to us almost every year. Is what it feels like as of recently. But I just hope the team, including the staff, can put this game behind us and learn from it because football is a week by week basis. You gotta learn from it because you don't want to just say, "Oh, that was a fluke," and then move on because you're not going to learn from it at that point. So hopefully the players and the staff went back, watched film, realized their P's and Q's and what they could have done a lot better. And hopefully they're prepping for this upcoming game come Saturday. But, I'm still optimistic, but It was a tough game to watch.
Yeah. We have one of
Uh,
the youngest
Five and
teams
two.
too, so I think they just
yeah,
got us
5 and
out of
2.
rhythm, and it was hard to get those young guys kind of refocused and back into it.
Yeah, yeah. I just
It's
and
hard to instill mentality on the road.
on the defense, I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it felt like they were able to just do those same 5 yard throws, 10 yard throws, just dink and dunk the passes down. Cause like that 9 minute drive, Chase.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they were doing. I
they
don't know
avoided
how many
hitting the
plays they were
sticks.
running, but it just felt like they were milking the clock. It felt like Iowa football. That's what
Well,
it felt like.
I just feel like PJ Fleck and the Gophers really came in and they played their brand of football. That
Yeah.
is, that's very typical Big Ten. PJ Fleck did exactly what they wanted. Hell, they set a school record for sacks in a game with 9.
Yeah.
That's that's nothing to be proud of for the Husk.
No.
Not only to mention, but we only had 36 yards as a team rushing. That's that is factoring in sacks as well, but at the same time, that's awful. We just have to be better.
Did you guys see
But
the
hats off to the Gophers.
yeah, they came ready to play
They
some
impressed me. The
smash mouth
quarterback
football.
impressed me. Maybe I kind of overlooked him. I wasn't really scared of him going in, but he played well.
He dialed it up.
But
But with that, there's some games that happened in Week 8 across the country. Michael, you want to go ahead and start with your game?
I'll let you two go first.
Well, I'll
So
start.
Go ahead, Chase.
I'll go into the USC Notre Dame game a little bit. I feel like it was kind of maybe the marquee game of the night. Notre Dame needs this. They already have 2 losses. If they want to keep their playoff chances alive, they got to win out. This was probably their toughest game left on their schedule, and they balled out. Jeremiah Love looked really good. He was running all over the place. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown, and that was right after Notre Dame was up 10. USC finally came back. It took them a while. They had to put 2 very long drives together, Dinkin and Duncan. They take a lead immediately. Jeremiah Love, 100 yards, kickoff return for a touchdown. And then USC gets the ball, and they fumble. And it was Notre Dame's game from there. They win by 10. I think Notre Dame's going to win out, and we'll probably see them in the playoffs this year. I don't know if you guys seen the rest of their schedule. It's nothing too tough.
Cakewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what you get for not being in a conference.
yeah, they need to join the Big Ten or something.
Yeah, they need to get into a conference. Make it fair. But I agree with you. I think that they're likely to win out. I think that Freeman's coaching the boys well after a couple losses early. But yeah, it's pretty good game to watch. Hard to see the USC defense get thrashed like that,
did you
especially
see
after what they did to Michigan the
Yeah, they
previous
held
week.
Michigan's run game pretty well for the most part, just to get gashed
did
by
you
Notre Dame.
Notre yeah, 363 rush yards on the ground by Notre Dame is crazy
Yeah.
in a game.
That is.
Like that's
Yeah.
mind blowing.
But talking about the earlier slate, LSU played Vanderbilt, and as you know, I've been pretty in the corner for my Tigers. But they lost to Vanderbilt. They fell 31-24, bringing them to 2-2 in conference play, just like the Huskers. But I just think that Pavia looked like a better leader than Nussmeier. It's hard to say that. I do think Pavia is a great quarterback. Pavia probably doesn't have the arm that Nussmeier does. Nussmeier played well. It's just they could not make the plays to win the game. They were down 31-24, and they got sacked and then had to punt it after going 3 and out with just under 9 minutes left in the game. And from there, it was really just kind of everyone knew that it was already over. But hats off to Vanderbilt. They only punted twice all game. That's really productive for your offense. But I don't know if either of you guys had a chance to watch it, but LSU has Texas A&M at home this weekend. So I really do think that that's a make or break game for Brian Kelly and the Tigers.
Yeah, they just
You can't fall to 2-3 conference play if you want to make the playoff.
But yeah, I thought LSU was going to win that game. I thought their defense was going to show up a little bit more than they did. But obviously, Vanderbilt only punted 2 times, so they kind of did whatever they wanted all day. Maybe Diego Pave can work his way into some Heisman conversations here. He's going to have every week where he's going to have like a marquee opponent in the SEC where he can prove himself, and if he keeps putting on a show, you never know. Um, but Vanderbilt looks pretty good. Not that long ago, they were the joke of the conference, and now they're a top 10 ranked team. So hats off to Vanderbilt.
Turned it around. Yeah, they did. But Michael, what about you? You watch any college football outside of the Huskers?
I watched Arizona State, Texas Tech. That was a pretty fun game to watch.
Ooh. Yeah, it
Arizona
was.
State got a huge win over number 7 Texas Tech, and they were able to score a late touchdown to secure the win. Uh, which I mean, they were plus 8.5 underdogs in that game. So nobody really saw it coming, but I'm happy with my Sun Devils. I'm glad they got a marquee win, along with Coach Ken Dillingham, uh, being able to get the boys a huge ranked win. Arizona State's field goal, when the field was rushed, almost landed on like 4 or 5 different people at the end of the game. So that was kind of crazy to watch. And it immediately fell over. It only took like 1 or 2 people to get that thing over. So I was kind of astounded by that. But overall, really fun game to watch. And Arizona State gets another Big 12 win to improve
Topple
to 3
down
and
goes
one.
oil money.
Yeah, this team
Yeah,
was looking
the
pretty unstoppable until this game. Their starting quarterback was out, but
Yeah,
mhm.
back up. That makes a big factor there. So now I bet they'll go out in the portal and they'll pay for a starting quarterback in a different Power Five school to just play back up.
yep, they got money.
Yeah, and overall, I mean, Texas Tech still had 167 yards throwing the ball and 109 through the ground. So
I'd say their playoff hopes are still alive.
I think it was just a close fought game, and the Sun Devils were able to play in for it a lot better instead of going into the week just not really knowing who's going to start. Because I think didn't Texas Tech's back was announced the starter, I think on Friday or Thursday. I can't remember, but
Yeah, it
so
was
being able to
just
plan for that,
just a day or two before game time, I think.
yeah. But Sam Levitt had a day, 319 yards through the air too. That was fun to see. Um, but yeah, 3-1 in the conference, and Big 12 title hopes are still alive.
Big win for
So
them.
that's huge.
Mhm.
But besides that, fellas, would you guys like to discuss the next week's games for college football?
Yeah, so first of all, I think I want to discuss the Husker versus Northwestern game first.
I didn't know if you wanted to do one or the other before, so
That's all right. So first of all, watching a little tape on the Wildcats, they've got a quarterback. His name's Preston Stone. He can sling it. If any Husker players, assistants are watching, tuning in right now, thank you for watching, first of all. Second of all, don't take that lightly. Preston Stone can sling it. Um, but they're coming off of their first shutout since 2017 against Purdue last week. They had a solid rushing attack. They did have one of those running backs go down last week, so I'm not 100% certain what his status will be this week. But it's Joseph Hemon II and Caleb Tomolafe. Um, but he's the one who got injured. So we'll see kind of what their rushing attack looks like this week. But they did put up 232 rushing yards last week against Purdue. And fun fact, Purdue put up 456 yards in their loss 2 weeks ago to Minnesota, 27-20. Um, so I think that alone shows that their defense and their offense can play well. Um, their defense can be stingy. They, I don't think that there's really a superstar on their defense necessarily, but I think that it's a team effort where all guys are flying around the ball. I think the Huskers really need to show grit and like fight to win this week, because Northwestern's not a pushover team, and I I don't think that we can look past any game remaining like they did in Minnesota last week. Um, it's really going to be. I think it all depends on the team that shows up Saturday morning. If we show up like we did against, you know, Michigan, I think that we're going to lose that ball game. Um, I think that if we show up like we did against Maryland in the fourth quarter, we're going to win. But we have to put a consistent 4 quarters together in order to get a win here. I have not lost faith. I think that Rule is going to coach the guys to a 24-17 victory. But what about you guys?
Go ahead, Chase.
Solid, yeah. I like everything you said, and the boys need to come into this week focused because Northwestern needs this just as bad as we do. They're also 5-2. They're fighting for their lives, and they're kind of a sneaky team. Like you said, they just shut out Purdue, and Purdue is sneaky in putting points on teams this year too. So that was an impressive shutout by Northwestern. I think they're kind of built a little bit like Minnesota and Iowa, so that's what kind of scares me right now, just coming off that Minnesota game, that they're going to come in, they're going to try to take over the offensive and defensive line, they're going to try to win the trenches. And the boys, they just got to be like Dylan said, they had a players-only meeting. I like the coaches in the press conference taking accountability for last week's game. I think this was probably one of those weeks of practice where I'm hoping Rule's getting on the guys, and that we're just going to come out and we're going to show the world the team that we actually are, and not what we put on Friday night. So I think the key to beating Northwestern is they like to run the ball first. I think we need to stop their run game, maybe force Preston Stone to throw it on us, and we need to keep them behind the sticks. Whenever we got Minnesota to third down, it's like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. We need to get them into some 3rd and 8 situations. I do think the Huskers are going to come out refocused. Rule's going to get on them. I'm going to go 24-14, Husker win.
You guys have us winning by more than what I have us by. You know, I wanted to echo something you just said, Chase. It was the players only meeting and Rule and the staff taking accountability. Uh, it's a team thing, right? When you lose, you don't want to put any one blame on one person, and that's what I saw through the press conferences this past week. People were at least stating they were taking accountability, and acknowledging what was going on for that game, and that's to be a better team. That certainly helps. Being able to acknowledge what was wrong, kind of just talk about it and then move forward. So, and it was trickled down. It started with Rule, and as the press conferences kept going, everyone was being held accountable or holding themselves accountable as well, and just kind of discussing what their thoughts about the Minnesota game were. So, what Nathan said about Northwestern kind of mimicking Iowa and Minnesota, or what one of you two said about that, I see that. I'm so scared. Like, not scared. I'm just kind of worried that we're gonna lose the time of possession, kind of like how we
I
did
think
against
that if we can
Minnesota.
play our game, I think that if Dana Holgerson can get the first 2 drives humming and we can build momentum early, I think that we have a chance to run away with the game. But I really don't necessarily think that's how it's going to play out. I think their defense is stingy enough, similar to Minnesota's. I don't think their D line is necessarily as ferocious as Minnesota's was. But we'll see how the O line holds up, because I really think that if they can just create a pocket, give Dylan 5 seconds to, you know, check his first read, second read, check down. You know, that's how he's going to have to make his decisions a lot faster than he has been in recent time.
Yeah,
Um,
and I mean, Nebraska's 8.5 point favorites as we're speaking at 6:30 tonight. Um, I don't
Stay
think we're
away.
I don't think we're covering that. I have the Skurs winning 21-17. So 4 point game. I think it's going to be a gritty Big Ten battle at 11 a.m. All three of us will be at the game as well. So that's going to be exciting, and we all finally get to go to a Husker game together. So that'll be super nice. We'll make
Might
sure
have
to,
to give you a live feeler at
yeah,
halftime.
yeah, we might have to do a little live stream for halftime, just up in the stands. Be like, this is our view. Skurs need to pick it up, and then it'll be brief. It would be brief, but I'm excited to at least be in one of the greatest stadiums in college football with two of my best
Yeah,
friends.
comment if you want to see anything about it. See anything about Memorial or know anything about the stadium if you've never been there.
It's
It
a
is a mecca
it's
of college
beautiful.
football.
It is a beautiful college football stadium. I'm excited. Hopefully the fans show up. I'm sure they will. Um, I mean, Skrzel, I'm sure tailgating will start at like 7 in the morning. People will probably be down there
Yeah.
sooner. So Husker
Go Big
fans just
Red.
show up, be loud, support the team, and pray for a win.
Yep.
But like Rule said, boo them if they deserve it.
Oh, yep. He did give
Yeah,
us the
he did.
heads
He
up.
did
Yep.
give us
We
the
don't like the
okay.
product on the field. He's welcoming the booze.
Yeah,
Yep. So if I don't like to boo players, especially college kids who are just slightly younger than myself. Um, but at the same time, if you're making thousands of dollars in NIL and we're getting a really poor product, I don't think that a lot of the stadium's going to be very happy about that, and they will hear it. Um, but with that, let's hope to see some positivity this week out of the Skurs.
Gotta win.
Yep,
gotta win.
make or break game for the Skurs this week.
Turning point.
But it feels like more and more there's a lot of those.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
think
win
every
this. We're
game is
six and
gonna.
two. We host USC. You never know what can happen from there. But we lose
Night
Hey,
this. We fall
we
behind.
still
But
got
we can't look forward.
we
We
had,
can't look forward.
we still have UCLA and Penn State away.
Mhm.
Yep. And
But
with
will be
that-
easy.
Hey,
Did you guys
Iowa
have a
beat Penn
chance?
State.
Oh yeah, they did.
They did
That was
by
a
one
close
point.
game.
Yeah.
That was a close game.
It
I
was super
did
close.
see the highlights of that one.
But sorry,
Uh,
go ahead. I just wanted to state that since we brought Iowa up really quick.
Did you guys have a chance to look at the slate of games for Week 9 college football?
Yes, sir. And your Vandy boys play Chase's Tigers.
I'm gonna say that
This
is
coming
I'm the
Saturday.
Tigers.
looking forward to.
I'm the Tigers. Go
No,
Tigers.
It's Missouri Tigers, Nathan, not LSU.
I was gonna say they already played.
No.
Yep. Missouri Vandy this weekend at Vandy. It's the exact same line that Vandy LSU was. It's Vandy minus 2.5. I think I'm done going against Vanderbilt. I think I learned my lesson against LSU. I love Missouri and I want Missouri to win the game. But I think Diego and Pavia are going to win a shootout against Bo Pridula, the guy I can't say his last
Bo
name.
Pribula.
Bo Pribula. I think Diego's
There you
gonna
go.
make a couple more plays. Ahmad Hardy's probably going to go off and do a lot of cool stuff, but I'm not very confident in Missouri's defense. So I think Diego Pavia and Vandy win a shootout.
I like it. That's solid. I agree with you. I do kind of feel like I have to give Vanderbilt their flowers so far. Their head coach has been saying all the right stuff. How that win last week against LSU is not going to define their season. Not to mention they haven't beat the Tigers in the last 10 years, or let alone a AP top 10 opponent. So I think that it's a big deal for them.
They beat Bama last year, and they were AP top 10, weren't they?
I'm not 100% certain.
I thought they were.
They beat
but
Bama
sorry.
last year, but Bama also had a couple losses last year, so I'm not sure what they were ranked.
They
Yeah.
could have been just outside the top 10, but I do believe they were ranked.
Yeah.
Um, but one game that I wanted to look at this week was Kansas and Kansas State. I love me a good old in-state rivalry, um, but in this one, I think that the the Jayhawks are taking down the Wildcats. I think that Jalen Daniels is better than Avery Johnson, and I think that Lance Leipold has something in his bag, just ready for this game. I think that Kansas is going to win a close game, 32-28.
I like that a lot too. Lance learned a lot at his time coaching for Whitewater football, whereas also where I went to college. So I'm all for. I like seeing Kansas
You dub
succeed,
dub.
and I think Jaden Daniels is awesome. So I'm also on Kansas.
I would also
Yep.
take Kansas. You got to take the Wilbur native as well. You can't doubt your own Nebraskan, right?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Especially not when they got all that money now, that NIL money.
Yup.
Yep. Well, Lance is Mr.
Can pay a
Moneybags.
couple refs.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael, did you get a chance to peek at anything?
Oklahoma Ole Miss play this weekend, and Oklahoma's
Mm.
favored by 6.5 points, which I don't know if Oklahoma's gonna cover that. I didn't see if Mateer was playing or not. I just saw that they were playing, and just from what I've seen, I think Ole Miss kind of walks into Norman and keeps it close, and maybe or maybe not kick a game-winning field goal to win 26-23.
Ooh,
You
against
never
that
know. Or actually,
Grenobles
I'm
defense.
going 27-24. That makes more sense to me. Not 26-23.
I think that OU defense is going to give Kiffin a tough time.
Yeah, but Kiffin has seen. I mean, he just got done going up against Kirby Smart's defense, and
They lost.
they lost, but they played a really good game.
Georgia's defenses gave up some points this year. Like the Tennessee game was all over the place. Alabama kind of
Yeah.
did what they wanted at times.
I think OU's defense is better than Georgia's, personally.
I mean,
But
yeah,
they looked a little suspect against Texas, but they still held Texas to under 25.
Yeah.
wasn't it 14-7? Or are you talking about Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma,
Oh,
not Ohio State.
okay, that's right.
Um, I personally, I'm gonna go opposite of you here. I think that Oklahoma is gonna, if as long as Mateer's healthy, I think that not as healthy as he was against Texas, obviously, but if he's healthy, I think that they're gonna take down Kiffin and what are Ole Miss? They're not Bulldogs,
Rebels.
Rebels.
the Rebels. Yeah, I think that they take down the Rebels, and I don't know. Maybe Lane Kiffin sees that as his chance to jump at Florida.
Could. I feel like he likes
Dude,
Ole Miss, but I mean, I could see him going to Florida. I do not see him going to Penn State. I don't think that
No.
fits Lane.
dude, I've
I think
seen
he
Lance
stays in the
Ly.
SEC.
I've seen Lance Leipold to Penn State, and I'm like so many names
Uh,
are attached to that. It's crazy.
yeah, you could really go in a lot of different directions. We're not going to know. I don't think that they name their coach until after the season,
Yeah.
No,
as long
I
as
don't
it's a
think any
current
of these.
coach.
I don't think any of these programs are going to name their head coach until the season's over with.
I could see Virginia Tech maybe doing it early.
Yeah.
The Hokies,
But
Get it
playing
out of the
Hokie,
way.
I don't think I have a
but
strong opinion, honestly, in this Oklahoma Ole Miss game. Spread maybe seems kind of big, which maybe makes me lean Oklahoma. They just dominated South Carolina the last week. Lenore Sellers didn't do much. And I think John Mateer looked better in the Texas game. He looked like he was maybe still a little hurt. Looks like he was closer to 100%, so maybe lean Oklahoma. Um,
yeah.
but the
I don't know if they'll cover. I agree with you there. I don't know. Eight and a
I was
half is
just
kind of a lot.
almost taking a shot in the dark,
five
just
and a half.
from what I
I
watched.
I think Trinidad Chambly is going to give the OU defense a tough time because he's
He's
performing like a
good.
dog.
He's
But
good.
I think that overall that OU defense is going to be able to make the stops they need to win that football game.
Yeah, but
It's going to be close.
some of the throws I saw Chambliss make against Georgia's defense were crazy. He threw like a little 15-yard out and he got the ball literally where the receiver could only catch it, and it was a toe
He's
tap
got
catch. So
great placement.
I was like, damn.
His first true road
Why?
game, he looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
And
it did.
Georgia's no easy place to play. I will admit
No,
that.
No.
Athens is
So
crazy.
I think that a loss in Georgia's much. It looks a
More
lot better to the
respectable.
playoff committee than a loss at Minnesota.
Yeah, but like Chase said, the SEC is gonna be could potentially be cannibalizing itself come the end of the
Oh, they
season.
will. They will. I think
So
Alabama's got a little bit of a head up on everyone right now,
Bama and
but
A&M
we'll
are
see.
both the two teams without an SEC loss yet. So they're kind
yeah,
of the front runners, but I could see either one of them dropping a game at some point. They're not.
Hey, who knows? Brian Kelly could play spoiler this week.
You never know. Texas
yeah.
still
You've
Death
got
Valley's a
LSU.
tough place to play.
You've got LSU A&M this weekend too.
yeah,
Yep.
with a spread of only 2.5.
Death Valley's a tough place.
So Vegas thinks
Mhm.
that game's going to be close.
I think it'll be close.
Well, because A&M struggled on the road the last time they played on the road,
Yeah,
didn't
they
they?
just beat Arkansas 45-42. They couldn't stop.
Yeah, and
Arkansas.
Arkansas. I don't think that Arkansas is even close to the team
Eh,
that LSU is.
I
No
mean,
offense
Arkansas lost
the
to Tennessee
Hogs.
by 3 at Tennessee as well. So I don't think Arkansas is a run-of-the-mill team. At least I believe they put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
Was
only
that
way
before or after they
A&M's
fired their head coach?
A&M's beating
It was
teams without
at it
scoring.
was after they fired their head coach that they lost to
So it was with
Tennessee
the
by
interim.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just happened this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I gotcha.
But just
Did
one
you
other
see?
game. I think my
Go ahead.
favorite bet looking at the board right now is Iowa State minus 2.5 over BYU. I think this is where BYU's magic is going to end. Iowa State
Down go the Mormons.
Iowa
Down goes
State's
the
off a
undefeated.
BYU's last 2 weeks, they escape in double overtime against Arizona, and then they win an emotional game against their bitter rivals. It's just a
Utah.
lot. Now they got to go to Iowa State against a very good coach and a good quarterback. I think Iowa State's going to get it done.
Matt
That is a
Campbell's
lot
still
of
the head
travel.
coach over there too.
What do you think?
Yes, he is.
Matt Campbell and
Campbell.
Rocco Becht. I think they'll get it done.
Mhm.
That's
I-
exciting. I could
I'll
see
lean
Iowa
Iowa
State.
State as well.
I was about to also lean Iowa State, but BYU made me a lot of money when they won that double OT game. So
They
it's
got the
really
magic.
hard
They
for
just-
me.
They find ways to win
It-
games. The game
Yeah, and
They
it's
do.
crazy. I thought
They're
they
scrappy.
they
They're
were
a
down
scrappy team.
they were down 10 with 6 minutes left to Arizona and found a way to tie it back up to go to OT. I definitely think that line is right where it's about to be. I think Iowa State wins like 24-21.
I think it'll be a close game, but I think Iowa State takes it just because BYU's got to travel, and that's over 300 miles. You know, that's not going to be an easy trip, especially with midterms. You know,
Is it a night game?
I think 2:30.
2:30.
yeah, mid afternoon.
And Iowa State
Um,
bye week too. Like this, they've been preparing.
They've been able to
almost
prep
2
for
weeks
it.
Yeah, and I think Campbell's a good enough coach to prepare his guys to pull off an upset. Because
Shit.
if they want to do anything, even have a shot postseason, they have to upset now.
Yeah.
That's
Chase,
their way in.
they're going to need to stop BYU's 245-pound quarterback from running the ball 40 times in a game. Because that's what BYU has done against Utah and Arizona the
Won't
past
be
2
easy.
weeks.
At least they've had maybe not like a 245-pound guy, but they've played Sorsby and Avery Johnson, so they've played some mobile guys that they have a little experience. But obviously, Sorsby's not like a 245-pound guy.
No, but he can still run the ball
He's quick.
for sure.
He's quick. He's just not a brute guy like BYU's quarterback.
Side note, Sorsby's only thrown 1 pick this year, and it was against Nebraska. And they just pummeled Oklahoma State this past weekend, like 42-17.
And Nebraska's
Well, they don't have a head coach, so that's fair.
Yeah, OSU is without Gundy, so that sucks.
But with that, why don't we go ahead and hop into the NFL review of Week 7? I can go ahead and I'll start with my Niners Falcons Sunday Night Football game. I said the Niners were going to cover. It was 20-10. The Niners were in control for the entire football game. You did get to see a marquee matchup between Bijan Robinson and Christian McCaffrey. two of probably the most electric running backs in the league. Um, Obviously, I'm biased, and I'm going to go CMC all day over Bijan. I think that Christian McCaffrey is a top 2 running back in the league when he's healthy. Um, you know, Another factor that really helped Christian get to 200 all-purpose yards last week is George Kittle came back off the injury reserve. And I know that everybody talks about him and pass catching abilities and his locker room leadership style. But one thing that is not talked about enough is his ability to block in the run game. He is a monster blocker. He really opens up the run game a lot more than the previous tight ends that we had. So I think that him being back on the field, even though he's not being targeted in the passing game as much as I'd like, it is invaluable to the run game and Christian McCaffrey's success. The guy's just a monster. But with that, we did lose Bryce Huff to an injury, so he'll be out for a couple of weeks, bringing our injury total to over, I can't think of the number, but it's a
Too
lot.
many.
It's just been a rough year for injuries. And Brock Purdy's probably not playing this week, but neither's probably Ricky Pearsall. We've already got 2 potentially future Hall of Famers on the IR on our defense. They're our leaders, our lifeline. But here we are at 5-2.
Hey, at least Mac Jones can still throw to Kendrick Bourne. He's still got that connection. At least he has someone to throw to still.
Well, you throw into Christian McCaffrey. You don't need to throw to anyone else.
Oh yeah,
He is as good as a slot receiver.
I mean,
If he were not a
wrong.
running back, you could put him on the Patriots, and he would be your
He'd
best
be like a
receiver.
Julian Edelman. Yeah,
He
100%.
would.
Or a
He's
Wes
receivers so much
Welker.
more than I think. Whenever I turn on a 49ers game and I see him lining up in the slot like every other play, I'm like, dang, they really. I
Yep.
know he's like a receiver.
Yeah, we use him all over.
Really use him like a receiver. Yeah, I think 49ers
Yeah.
might be one of the best coach teams this year between Shanahan and Saleh keeping this team 5-2 with all that injuries. It's been pretty impressive. The games I watched, the 49ers have like usually a well-scripted first drive where they're getting points right away and then they can play their game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, outside of Jacksonville, I would say, every game, my favorite game so far has been the Rams game on Thursday night when we beat the Rams. It was really close. Mac Jones, gritty game. Kyle Shanahan called it perfectly. And I think our best free agency pickup was Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator. He has been night and day different than we had last year. I do think last year we had a lot of injuries as well, but this year I think is a little bit more substantial just because key players are now out for the season.
Oh yeah, and it's season-ending injuries too. So
Yeah,
your team's
there
just
is
without him that just makes
there
it
is
super
potential that Fred Warner might be available for late playoffs if we're still playing at that time, but
tough.
it's always
What was
it's
his
early in the
injury?
year. Um,
I don't know
yeah,
if I ever saw exactly what he injured.
Was it a hand? I'm not even
I
sure.
think it
I
was
thought it
his
was a hamstring.
hamstring. I thought it was his hamstring as well, or his thigh, but I'm
Not
not.
sure.
I'm not 100% certain. There's just been way too many thrown around a year.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep them straight. But with that, what games were you guys looking at last weekend?
Go ahead, JC.
Yeah, I ended up 1-1 in my picks. The pick I got right was the Lions over the Buccaneers. I kind of thought just all the injuries were adding up for the Buccaneers. It was going to be tough for them. Lions just got beat by the Chiefs the week before, and that's exactly what the Lions do. They don't lose 2 games in a row. Dan Campbell gets the ship back, or I was going to get the train back on the tracks is what I was meaning to go. But
He writes the ship.
yeah. But Jameer Gibbs looked awesome. He looked super fast out there. Amon-Ra St. Brown was there for them on third downs when they needed them. And then Baker he didn't play his best game. He had a couple turnovers. He's kind of struggling out there. Hard when Mike Evans gets injured early, so it kind of changes the game plan then. That was a good read there. The other game, I had the Raiders to stay within 12.5 of the Chiefs. It turns out that was... That was too many
Yikes.
points.
You should hide your face after that one.
That one was never close. The Chiefs dominated the game. I don't really need to say too much other than that they were kneeing the ball with 2.5 minutes left in the game. They were already ready to get out of there, and Raiders had all 3 timeouts and take a single one. So, yeah,
Ashton
Raiders fought.
GT had 4 fantasy points. He had 4 fantasy
I
Raiders
points.
think Ashton
suck.
Genty had 6 carries total since they were down the whole game.
It's harder to run the ball when you're down 21-0.
100%.
Yeah, when the Chiefs get a touchdown, you go 3 and out, and then the Chiefs get another touchdown right away. It was basically game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Mahomes
look
was
good for Pete Carroll.
Mahomes and the Chiefs were firing on all cylinders that game.
Yeah, they look scary. They were force-feeding Rashee Rice. They got him a couple touchdowns.
Not better than the Patriots.
He's back up to speed.
Yeah.
Michael, I would love to see them matched up first round. Heck, I would love to see the Chiefs go to Foxborough
and lose. Take
and,
a fat L on
and
their
end
forehead.
your season.
Right now,
No,
you really think Drake... Michael, you're delusional.
Yes, I
Drake
think the Patriots can beat the Chiefs 100%.
I'd rather
100%.
I'd rather play the Bills, I think.
You're delusional.
We've already beat the Bills once, and they get to come to Foxborough at the end of the season. So, chance to go 2-0 against the Bills and win the division, that would be huge.
I think that you'll find that it's a lot harder to beat a team a second time, especially.
Oh yeah, no,
like
I know
Josh
that.
Allen.
I know that.
And
Trust
I don't
me,
think
I know,
that
'cause
you're taking into effect the Patrick Mahomes effect here. See, my team has lost Super Bowls to this man. Chase plays him twice a year.
my
We
team
both
has
know that.
ended Mahomes' Super Bowl chances.
Well, when you had
When?
Tom Brady.
Still,
the
it
last-
still fucking counts.
Last 4 years, when did you do it?
I never said.
They haven't done it.
Did I say it? Did I say it in the last 5 years? I never said it in the
just
last
saying.
5 years.
I'm just
I said
saying.
we did it.
You
Still
did it when you
counts.
had baby Mahomes.
He was not baby Mahomes.
It was his first year.
It was his rookie season. Well, it was
No,
not his rookie season.
yeah,
It was his first.
It was his
starting.
sophomore year.
Yeah, he only started one game as a rookie, and it was like week 17. They threw him in there because the
Yes.
had a playoff spot.
Still though,
Yep.
I will still stand by that fact. We beat them and ended his
Feel
playoff
free
chances.
to clown him in the comments.
Please do. Please do. Who's got the better record right now? That's right. The Patriots do.
How'd your picks go this weekend, Michael?
So I went 2-0. It was very, very close because I had Broncos over Giants, and the Broncos scored 30 points in the fourth quarter, which is mind blowing. That's the most point. I looked it up and I saw this stat too. That's the most fourth quarter points scored in NFL history.
All 33. They
While
scored in the
trailing.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, all of
While
their points
trailing.
were scored in the fourth quarter.
While trailing is crazy. So props to Bo Nix. I mean, they must have flipped a switch in that fourth quarter because their offense looked 5-10 times different. That
Sean
one
Payton
quarter,
probably just saw Russell Wilson smiling on the sideline and said, "No, not today."
Did
He
you
did
guys
send
see
that
the comments
shot.
after the
Yes.
game?
That
I
was
saw
petty from a
that.
head coach.
That was
That's
very
I
petty.
petty.
liked Russell Wilson's fight. Broncos still do Bountygate. Or I guess Sean
Yeah,
Payton
what-
does Bountygate, not the Broncos. Sorry to throw
Yeah,
you guys
I
under
saw
the bus, the
that.
Saints and Sean Payton, but
You can't touch Mr. Unlimited when he's not starting.
But no, so that was crazy to watch. And I mean, Jackson Dart played a really good game too. So it's not even really. I mean, it's on him, but it's not on him because the defense ultimately gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter. But props to the Broncos. Broncos country, let's ride, as Russell Wilson would say. And then Patriots got another win. We got another win, and I am so happy about it. I mean, Drake May played a damn near perfect game. You couldn't really ask for much else either, especially since Mike Vrabel was returning to Tennessee for the first time since being head coach there. Our defense actually took a fumble back for 6, which was even crazier because we haven't done that this season at all. Instead, it's actually the Patriots that have had that happen to them. So, all in all, Patriots played really good. I'm really happy with the way Drake May played. He had,
He was 21 for 23 or something like that.
yeah, 222 yards for 2 TDs. He had a 96.3 QBR. Um, the Patriots also had 175 rush yards for that game. Um, so that was nice to see. Ramondre almost had 100 yards too, so that's even better.
That's
Ramondre also,
shocking.
he had zero fumbles. Zero fumbles. So, May never threw a pick. And, we recovered that fumble too. So we won the turnover margin, which helped us win the. And by recovering that fumble and taking it back for 6, we went up another 2 possessions and started running away with it too. Um, Second Patriots game I've been able to watch on live TV because I bought Sunday tickets. So Chase, the TV you have should have Sunday ticket now. But yeah, all in all, I went 2-0. Almost went 1-1, but you take some, you win some, you lose some. But I stayed away from betting this weekend, uh, and who knows, maybe I'll throw something down this weekend. I don't know. But yeah, pro
Well,
I
with
did good. College not so good. It was hard watching football Saturday. I don't know about you guys, but I struggled watching those 11 morning games.
it's been at the back of my mind since last Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't help that
But with
Buffalo
that,
also got destroyed.
I need to get that taste out of my mouth. So let's talk about the NFL Week 8 games. Michael, do you want to go ahead and start with your picks this week?
Sure. So the Patriots, obviously, as I've done every week, they play the Browns. And
Ooh,
Step up from
that's a real
competition,
defense.
actually. Titans to Browns.
yeah, I mean, that is a step up. The Browns have
Mr.
a tougher
Fucking
defense,
Porter!
but the one thing I am worried about is Miles Garrett going on. I don't know if they're going to put him on Will Campbell or not. I kind of hope they do because Will Campbell's only given up 1 sack, and that was in the first week. So
But then
he's been.
he could give up a lot more if Garrett's on him.
No, he could prove himself that he can stop one of the league's top pass
How'd you
rushers.
guys do against Max Crosby week 1 when you guys lost? Was he wrecking you guys? Like, I don't remember, to be honest.
I thought you were throwing. So Crosby didn't line up on Will. It was on the right side that Max was rushing against.
The Browns can find some
But
success there.
the one time Will Campbell did go up against Max Crosby, he got past him. So, but that was his first NFL experience, like his very first NFL
He's a
game.
good tackle. I'm just trying. I'm giving you crap. He's
Yeah,
a good
I'm
tackler.
I'm happy with the way he's been playing since week 1.
I will say though, it's not very smart to ask to have one of the best pass rushers in the league on him all game
I'm not I'm
because
not
that's
ash I'm not asking. It'd be cool to see Will Campbell hopefully hold his own against him, but it'd be a good test for him too.
it could also
So
be a get welcome to the league moment.
besides the point, I think Drake May's gonna play another phenomenal game though. The one way I see us losing this game is if we play the fumblerooski, hot potato, as they played against the Steelers. Uh, which, I mean, it's happened this season already. It can happen again. It's the NFL. I can't predict anything. My gut is telling me the Patriots will cover that 6.5 point spread. But if I was a betting man, I would stay away from that and just take Patriots money line because I honestly see the Patriots winning this. I could see it being 32-21, like ish. 2 possessions, I could see us doing it just because they're playing Dylan Gabriel, and Gabriel's thrown for, I think it was 10 touchdowns and 7 picks on the year. Uh,
Yeah, he hasn't looked
so,
anything like super special or anything, but
no,
he's also just
it he yeah, he's had a mediocre year so far, but it's his first year. He kind of just got thrown into there mid-season
Maybe
too.
you'll get to
So
see Shadur Sanders.
yeah, and then I get to see the Patriots D line just absolutely gobble them up like
Or
a Thanksgiving
lose.
dinner. We will
Or
not lose to
lose.
Shador Sanders.
Or lose. You
We
could give
would
him his first win
no, we would not lose to
and his
Shador.
first start.
Dylan Gabriel was going to be the one starting, so I don't even know
It would
why we're
only be
talking
if
about
like
Shador playing.
Gabriel got hurt or if he did really bad that they make a quarterback change.
Yeah. Like, if Gabriel was just absolute booty cheeks in the first half, then I could see them throwing Shador in just so Gabriel doesn't get hurt, or vice versa. I don't know. But that's my score prediction for the Patriots Browns game. And then there was one other game, and I actually wanted to address the Chargers Vikings game. Um,
Thursday night
it's
football.
it's gonna be an interesting game. Chargers are 3.5 point favorites. I think the Chargers cover that. I think they win. Just
I like it.
because Minnesota's been down in the dumps. I mean, just ever since they've been dealing with their quarterback issues. And Justin Jefferson is still Justin Jefferson. Doesn't matter who you have at quarterback because he'll find a way to get open. But that Chargers secondary, it can hold itself accountable and make sure JJ does not get behind them because you have to keep that man in front of you. You cannot let him get behind you. And that's going to be the key to the game. As long as they can keep JJ in front of them the entire time, I think the Chargers win this game. And I foresee them winning 27-21. So, a little bit of an odd
Hell yeah.
score, but
I
I
like it.
foresee it.
Yeah, I'm personally a little,
Sounds like a Thursday night football game.
I'm scared. We need this win. We've kind of been free falling a little bit, but Joe Alt is supposed to be back, from what I'm hearing. That'll help a lot. And Trey Pipkins, our number 3 tackle, also has been out. We've been playing with our number 4 and number 5 tackles since Slater, Alt, and Pipkins were out, but Alt and Pipkins supposed to be back. I think
That's a fun last name to say. Pipkins.
but no real opinion in the game. I just need the Chargers to win. We need to
You're praying. You're just over here praying for a
Just praying
win.
for the dub.
And it'll be tough to come by with Kevin O'Connell. He's a great coach.
It will be. And our defense is not looked. I know we played the Colts last week, who look like could be one of the best offenses in the league, but they kind of did whatever they wanted against us. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
No.
Hope we
Well,
figure
they
something
also have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. That makes a
He has
huge
been
difference.
looking really good this year.
JT
JT looks like the top back right now.
And that's
He's
what's been
looking
our
like a
kind of
beast.
Achilles heels on defense more is our rush defense. Our pass defense has held people. I don't know if the Vikings, off the top of my head, I don't think they have like the greatest rushing attack in the world, and they more have like,
Jordan Mason.
yeah, and they have kind of like talented receivers on the outside that could probably beat you more, and I think we'll be able to guard them. Like Michael said, Justin Jefferson's probably going to get his own at least once or twice, but I think we can contain him for the most part at least.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
when James
that's understandable.
Robinson, so hopefully that kind of limits him then. But
Yeah, neutralizes that threat.
But yeah,
I think
that's the
I
NFL
think the
game
Chargers
I wanted
pull
to
it
talk
off.
about.
I think the Chargers do pull it off. It'll be close. I just like Harbaugh more than I like O'Connell, but that doesn't mean he's better.
You
We'll
also
see
witnessed
Thursday night.
Shanahan and the Niners lose to O'Connell last year, so.
Yep.
But as far as a couple games I like this week, I'll go with the Sunday night football game to start. I'm gonna go. It's an Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers against the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go with the Steelers plus 3.5. It's kind of gross. I feel like the Packers, they let these teams like the Cardinals were in a game with them. They lost to the Browns.
Mhm.
They tied the Cowboys. Steelers
Playing down to lesser teams.
Steelers just lost to the Bengals. I feel like
Steelers only
Tomlin
beat the
thought
Patriots because we gave them the win.
That's what Mike Tomlin does. I think Rodgers is going to be motivated to play the Packers too. He just seems like that type of dude. I kind of wish he was in Green Bay just for the storylines a little bit more, but I think the game's going to be close. You're giving me 3.5. with Rodgers wanting to show up Jordan Love and his old team, I just kind of like the Steelers for some reason. It's more vibes than
I
really
agree.
anything else, but
Like a gut feeling.
gut feeling that
I
they're going
like
to play
that.
tough. And
Yeah.
I think the Packers are good, but maybe not as what people have hyped them up to be. That they're like Super Bowl favorite. They've kind of struggled against a couple teams here and there. So
They came out of the gate hot, but I will say they've looked a little bit
They sputtered quite
less than
often.
impressive the last couple of weeks. But I agree with you. I think that Rodgers is going to be very motivated to play his former team, especially his replacement, essentially. So I think it'll be a pretty good quarterback battle. I think Pittsburgh's defense, if their secondary shows up, they should win that ball game. But you know, no game in the NFL is an easy game.
they
So
kind of let Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase go off against them. So they there can be yards
mhm.
found against the Steelers defense, but I'm gonna hope that Mike Tomlin kind of figures something out. But then for most,
Yeah, I think that he's a defensive coach. He'll get it straight.
um, for my second game, I feel like all these games I'm not like in love with anything yet. So these are just the two games I like the most so far. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys plus 3.5 at the Broncos. I think Denver's kind of been getting by a little bit with some games, like scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Not
that
really
Giants
sustainable
game.
long term, probably to win games. They struggled against the Jets. They won like 13-11 in London. Even when they beat the Eagles, it was 17-3 going in the fourth quarter. Sometimes this Broncos offense is inconsistent and they don't move the ball for periods of times, and then they'll come back and they'll move the ball at will. I'm just going to trust in Dak, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. They got a bad defense, but their offense has kind of looked unstoppable. Um, Part of this is I want the Broncos to lose to help the Chargers too. But I like the Cowboys to fight and maybe even win this game. So I'll take the 3.5.
Heck yeah. Um, I like that. I think that it'll be it'll be a rowdy game. Um,
Cowboys are fully healthy now.
I just can't, in a good faith, put my money on the Cowboys. I don't think that I can do
It
it.
scares me that it's in Denver. Like if it's in Jerry
Yeah,
World in a dome, definitely trust the Cowboys offense a little more. So don't know what the weather report's
yeah,
like, but their offense is good though.
They just got
it
their
is.
first
I
snow
will say
last
top 10 in
weekend.
the league. Top 10 in the league, especially with CD back in the fold.
Denver
Um,
just got their first snow this past weekend.
Who did they
but I
lose
will
to?
say
Mm-hmm.
Pat Surtain's a dog. So he'll be matched up on CD. And, Sean Payton is a defensive minded type of coach. So I think that it'll be a great game, but I can't pick a side there. I don't know. I think I'm leaning Broncos, if anything, actually. Uh,
Fair
but the game that I wanted to talk about, Niners Texans, been pretty predictable. So I'm going to go with the Niners covering here. We're 1.5 point dogs. So take
Wow.
that or go money. Uh, with Brock Purdy out, Ricky Pearsall, all the defensive injuries, Jake Brendel, he's day to day. We lost Huff last week, and it's just one week after another. I feel like we just keep getting hit. But that would be why we're not favored. But I'm going to put my faith in Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh to give us another masterclass against D'Amico Ryans, our former defensive coordinator after Saleh. Um, and, CJ Stroud's a good quarterback. I will say that I think that Mac Jones, if he's playing healthy, they're kind of on the same tier in certain ways, um, at least of recent. CJ looked really good his rookie year, and then he looked a little worse last year. So I think that he's had an up and down career so far. But I do think that the Niners are going to be able to plug and play our young guys. We've got a lot of young blood out on the field right now, just trying to fill any hole we can. But I think that we're going to come out and find a way to win this one, 24-21. Um, Actually, strike that. It's going to be 24-14,
24-14.
just because I don't think that
You're
Texas
doubling
is going to
down.
score that much. Yeah. Now, the more and more I think about it, the Texans' offense is more dysfunctional than anything.
Yeah.
Um, I
Even one
just
of
feel
their
like they don't
points
really.
against Seattle was a fumble recovery for a touchdown, so their defense got it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Their
So
offense
it's like,
definitely has sputtered this year for sure.
well, and I think a big part of that is Joe Mixon being out. They don't have it.
Yeah.
They have Nick Chubb and they've got Woody Marks, but they don't have that solid three down back that you
Nah.
can just give the ball.
The
Um,
Chubb and Woody don't even come close to amounting the production Mixon could be giving them for sure.
I think that Woody, being a rookie, has potential to give more, but he's more of a receiving back than
Yeah.
an every down
It'd be
back.
nice if they had Mixon
Um,
and Woody, so that
Yeah,
Mixon
that would
gets
be
like
huge.
majority of the carries and Woody every once in a while working in
yeah.
as a rookie. But
And then you could save Chubb for the goal line work too, so that way you don't hurt Mixon.
three-headed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Niners. I think too. The only fear is this is kind of going to be a kitchen sink game. I think for the Texans, they're 2-4. You drop to 2-5, it's almost like season's over. So they need this one bad. So they're going to be pulling out all the stops. I think.
Hmm. I agree with you. It'll be a
It'll
tight
be
game, but I do think that we pull it off.
it'll be fun to watch for sure. Like as an unbiased NFL fan, it'll be a fun game to watch for sure.
I just feel a CMC takeover coming. It's a
That
noon
that's
game.
what it's been all
CMC's
year.
due for his 3 touchdown game. It's
That
coming.
that's what CMC's been all year. He's just been your guys' workhorse, and that
He
there's
is a
nothing wrong
robot.
with that.
He is
He's
carrying our
literally a
team right now.
workhorse, literally.
When he's healthy, there's like nothing
But
He's
he
a
can do.
every down back.
but like it's finally nice that he's finally healthy for once. It's like,
Well, he was fairly healthy last year, but then he got hurt for a couple of games. But
I feel like he's
and
due
then
for
I
it
will
was
say this
lingering.
year, yeah, last year he got hurt with the Achilles,
Yeah,
and that'll take you out for a good amount of time. But I'm just glad that he came back healthy. He's performing dominant.
it's fun to
He's
watch
moving
him.
just as good as he did. I will say I think he might be just a little bit slower than he used to be, but that comes with age.
Yeah,
He just had his first kid. Um,
he's
who
coming
knows?
off
That
of
could
an
be
injury,
that too. Yep.
technically.
Double
Achilles injuries are
tendonitis.
just, oh yeah, and Achilles injuries, it's just really hard to get full speed back after doing that because that Achilles is such a utilized muscle when you're running. It's just like it's. I've seen interviews where like if someone tears their ACL, they're scared that it'll happen again. Like if they're running the same way or doing whatever. So I'm sure it's like in the back of his mind, but he probably just suppresses it and just focuses on the game and just
You
lets
can't
it
run
be out.
scared in the NFL. That's how
No,
you get hurt.
yeah, yeah, 100%. But
But with that, any other games you guys want to talk about? Any other topics?
no, I'm excited. We all get together for this Saturday, and we all get to spend time drinking and hanging out.
Yep.
Maybe I'll lose my voice.
Yeah, it's nice. All three of us will be at the Husker game this weekend. We're gonna try to do everything we can to help the Huskers get a win this weekend. Just we're gonna be loud. If you guys are gonna be at the game, be loud with us, and let's get this dub. We need
Have
it.
fun.
Let's keep praying. We need to see something. But with that, thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to like, comment, and share the video with your friends. And if you have any opinions about any of the games or topics we talked about, feel free to add a comment. But until next time, I'm Nathan,
I'm Chase.
I'm Michael.
and this is the Cornfed coverage. Thanks for watching.
Go Big Red.
Have a good
Go
night.
Big Red.
Go Big Red.